Hello, this is Chris Wilson with MVP Minds and the University of Winners. And in this video, I want to talk about how you maximize this mental toughness program to really work for you. And when I'm making this video, I'm assuming that I'm going to talk to two people. I want to talk to the young athletes right now, and I also want to talk to the parents. So if it's a young athlete watching this video, make sure your parents watch this video also, and vice versa. If you're a parent, really make sure your young athlete watches this video, because we want to talk about how you can make this program really effective and get the most benefits you possibly can. Now, as far as expectations, and this is really, sad to say, but a lot of the parents that I talk to and we first introduced this program to, it's amazing what the expectations are for their child as far as reading a book. Now, their expectations in athletics are really high. The young athletes' expectations are really high. But as far as when we look at this program, the one question they always ask is, why do you have them read a book? You have audios, you have notes. Why don't you just teach them? Well, because reading books, that is just a core success principle. And it's a shame that so many parents have the mindset that, man, this is just a new generation. Kids, they just don't want to read books these days. They got so many things going on, they don't have time. And I think that's all hogwash. I think whatever expectation you have for children, that's what they're going to do. If children can see the benefits, and if they know that what they're doing is what successful people do, then they will do it. And they'll do it because they have a dream, they have an internal motivation to be successful at whatever sport they're at, or whatever they want to achieve in life. So have the expectations for your child that we're going to teach them to read a book in this program. We're actually going to teach them to read 3 books. I mean, 3 books in 40 weeks is extremely slow to read a book. But we're not gonna, we don't expect to change individuals overnight. What we want to do is start to create a pattern and a habit for your children to read a little bit every day, a little bit every week, a little bit every month. So now when they want to go out there and become better at something, their first thought is, let's go see if there's a book of someone who's been successful, of something that I want to go learn about. Let's go get that book. Let's go get that information. Let's read it. So that's what successful people do. So, that's our expectations. And for you, a young athlete, you should have the expectations that reading is a constant thing that you should be doing throughout your life. Unfortunately, the majority of people, they don't like reading while they're in formal education, and after they leave their formal education, whether it's high school, whether it's college, whether it's getting their doctorate degrees, a lot of them never read a book again. But you'll find individuals that go farther in school, they tend to read more often because they are your most successful people. Successful people read every single day. So number one, that's the first expectation that I have for everybody watching this video, whether you're a parent, whether you're a child. We are going to teach you, we are going to hopefully inspire you to want to read, because you're reading information that is a passion that you have, that is really interesting. A lot of times, I find when I look back to my formal education career in high school, a lot of the books I had to read were just boring. They were on topics that really didn't interest me. But when I started to get in sports books, and I have a business background, I'm an entrepreneur, I love building things. I love reading business books, I love reading success books, because I have a thirst and knowledge of wanting to become better no matter what I want to do. I'm a very competitive individual, and I think that's probably the same for parents and young athletes that are watching this video. Now, the number 2 thing that I want to talk about, which is the most important thing in this entire program, is accountability. And accountability is nothing more than helping you, the young athlete, stay on track. Because anytime you do something by yourself, it's difficult. I know when I go to the gym and work out, it's difficult to work out by yourself. I mean, I live a healthy lifestyle. I know the benefits of working out and exercising. But when you do it yourself, it's just boring. Anytime I go for a run, I make sure I'm with my wife, and we try to run together. We have our iPods on, and we just enjoy our company. We enjoy pushing each other. And the same thing in the gym. It's better when you're doing it with yourself or a group of people. Now, when we look at this program, becoming better, it's difficult to do it on your own. And if you've never, read books and you've never listened to audios and you've never been into a curriculum and a system of how we're going to approach mental toughness or becoming better, it could be very foreign, it could be new. And because of that, you really need some help, and you really need someone to push you along and to make sure you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. So this is what we want to do. We want to teach you, the young athlete, and you, the parent, how to work together in a process that's very simple. Because if we can put together an accountability program for you both that's very simple, then the program's going to work. And this is what we ask of the parent. We're asking you to understand what your child's doing from day to day in this program. And young athlete, we're asking you to do what you're supposed to do every single day so you can become better as an athlete. Now, what we've done is we've created a simple accountability form, and you can download it below, but you want to take this form and just put it on your refrigerator. It's very simple, and this is how it works. It goes in week cycles. So this is a 7-day cycle. So at the top, you're just going to write what week it is, and we'll say it's week 1. What did you do on day 1? And you want to write whatever task you did. I read chapter 1, pages 5 to 9. I listened to audio chapter 1 for 22 minutes, or whatever it is. Put whatever task that you completed that day and put the time spent on it. And just, if you're the athlete, put your initials. So when you wake up in the morning, let's say last night you read chapter 1, it's X amount of pages, you spent 35 minutes doing that, and then you just write it on, you just fill this out, which is sitting on your refrigerator, just put your initials. So then when mom or dad wakes up in the morning, or they get home from work, they come and they look and they say, okay, Johnny, he went and he read chapter 1, great, 13 pages, he spent 35 minutes on it, he initialed it, and then the parents, they initial it. And what that does for Johnny, it knows that the parents actively looked at what Johnny did that night. For the athlete, it allows Johnny to show the parents, look, I'm following through with what I said I'm going to do. I want to become better mentally. I want to become a better athlete, whatever particular sport I'm at. So you do it in 7 days and you go through. What this allows the parent to do is ask Johnny, say, hey, I saw you on day 3, you listened to that audio. What do you think of that audio? How is it? What's the program like? What's chapter 1 about? It's very easy for you, the parent, to ask your child just some simple questions of interest of, hey, what are you getting out of it? What did you learn today? And what that does for your young athlete and your child, it sparks their interest. It said, hey, this is what I learned today, Mom. It's just amazing. I didn't know about this simple fact, a simple thing that I can use to really help me become better because I'm struggling this. But man, it's really cool. I can't wait for next week. And after the week's done, you take it off and you put week number 2 and you just go week to week to week. It's very, very simple, but I'm telling you, if you do it, it's extremely effective. Because if you see that Johnny didn't do anything on day 1 and didn't write anything down, then you can say, hey, Johnny, what happened? What happened in week 2? You're too busy. What was going on? Well, what were the challenges? So now you know if there's any challenges, if there's any difficulties, and you can help keep Johnny on track. And also, Johnny can say, hey, Mom, Dad, didn't you see what I did on Monday? I didn't see you put your initials. Are you not interested in what I'm doing to become successful? I mean, I'm reading a book, I'm listening to some audios, I watched some videos, I'm really excited. The least you can do, Mom and Dad, is, make sure and help me, keep me on track. And you, the young athlete, you should give your parents permission to say, Mom, Dad, here's what I'm doing. Here's how I want you to help me out. Work as a team together. You're going to find when you work together as a team, the benefits that you're going to receive in just 40 weeks, you're going to be like, man, that was really amazing. I can't wait to continue this and keep going. Because remember, this mental toughness program is the foundation of mental toughness in general. But remember, successful people, they always constantly get better from day to day to day. There's always something they can learn no matter how good they think they are. They're always humble enough to learn something more, to be better at something, to implement something new in their routine, to make them more efficient and better at what they do. So I hope some of these tips helped you out. And if you haven't yet looked at the video on maximizing the program as far as how to read a book and how to take that entire program and dive into it, make sure you watch the video again. And we also have some notes on the website below. And what we like to do is really teach you on how to read a book to apply this information and learn it versus reading a book just to get some enjoyment out of it. So I want to thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule. My name is Chris Wilson with MVP Minds and the University of Winners. Have a great day.